Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support.
I can readdress for you or re-talk you through what's...
Readdress or re-talk you through. That's a nice way of saying, hey, stupid, didn't I explain that to you already? But your explanation sucked. Your explanation wasn't any good, so I'm asking a legitimate question because the answer you gave me was a non-answer like you usually do. Condescending.
Steps we take.
That's the policy for people who fly into the country. So if somebody walks into the country, right across the river, does somebody ask them to see their vaccination card?
Well, let me explain to you again, Peter.
Let me explain to you again. Like she's a first grade teacher talking to her student. And I don't even think first grade teachers are that condescending. It's arrogant. Arrogant. And here's the weird part. These people are so self-unaware. So self-unaware what they're doing is harming their own cause. Which, of course, I applaud.
How our process works. As individuals come across the border, and they are both assessed for whether they have any symptoms. If they have symptoms, the intention is for them to be quarantined.
The intention is for them to be quarantined. See, somebody that talks for a living like she does, and she was the press secretary for the State Department for Obama for years. So she talks for a living and chooses her words carefully. The intention is, that means they're not doing it.
That is our process. They're not intending to stay here for a lengthy period of time. I don't think it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. These are individuals, as we've noted and as we've been discussed. We are expelling individuals based on Title 42 specifically because of COVID, because we want to prevent a scenario where large numbers of people are gathering, posing a threat to the community and also to the migrants themselves. So those are the policies that we put in place.
Look at her. She's fussing with her book. She's flustered. She knows the whole thing is BS. She knows that less than 1.5% are being deported. And it's not because of COVID. Oh, there's probably a tiny amount that show a lot of symptoms. Very tiny amount. 99%, 98% are not being deported. She knows this. And this is what happens to your brain. Unless you're a total sociopath. And I don't think she's a sociopath. So she knows these are lies. She knows these are BS. And it's difficult for people to continuously lie. It does play tricks with your brain. And you can see her flustering around with the papers there because she knows she's cornered. She can't defend it.
Large part because, again, the CDC continues to recommend Title 42 be in place given we're facing a global pandemic.
Yeah, it's the CDC. It's the CDC said 442B, we're in a global pandemic, so we're just following protocol. Baloney. It's a lie.
Where's the vice president on any of this? Isn't she supposed to be addressing the root causes of migration?
Absolutely, and she has been addressing the root causes of migration by working with countries in the region.
Okay, I got to stop. I know I interrupt a lot, but I got to stop. This is my response to her saying that she is working hard for the root causes of illegal migration. I gave her a little bit long laughter on that one. I didn't cut it off. What are the root problems? They come from countries that are disaster, that are either incredibly corrupt, incredibly poor, or both. They have systems of government that suck and have for decades, and it's not the white people's fault and the colonial powers of Europe and the United States that kept these people down. That's BS. That's BS. There's huge portions of Mexico, for example, where they live very well. It's huge racism in Mexico. The darker Mexican, basically what we call Native Americans, indigenous people of Mexico, are treated very badly because the vast majority of Mexicans are white Europeans. They're Spanish, descendants of conquistadors and others from Spain. And that's never talked about. People that are of color, as we say, are treated very badly in Mexico, and yet you hear this. It's us that's evil. It's the white European descendants in America that are evil. These people are nuts. Sorry, got a little carried away, but when I hear so much BS, it just I have to rant a little bit in order to make it even.
To ensure they have the assistance they need, to reduce the number of people who are coming and trying to make those journeys across the border. We've actually seen some reductions in some of those numbers.
Reductions in some of those numbers. Last month in August, I believe they said there was a 300% increase from the same month last year. 300%. So that's like saying we have 100 gun deaths in a weekend in Chicago. And now it's down to 98. And we're working hard, and we've got a reduction, but we know we have plenty to go, but it's a good start. It's BS. It's lies. It's nonsense.
That doesn't change the fact that this is a very challenging situation in Del Rio.
A challenging situation in Del Rio, which you created. Your administration you represent created the whole thing. It's amazing to me. Amazing.
Working to implement our policies, and we're working to ensure we are also addressing root causes.
Welcome to America. Enjoy your stay here. This is what it's come down to. Look at this. This looks like a movie set, like a disaster film or a apocalyptic film. Honest to God, this is on the American side. It's incredible to me. Look at this. Look at this. I understand how evil it is to want to populate people that will destroy the country for votes to stay in power. That I understand. At least that's a strategy. It's a crappy one, and it's ruining the country. But it's causing much more harm than that. Much more harm. Maybe even permanent harm. It's putting the republic on the edge of splitting up. And as the Democrats always do, they double down and double down. I'm sorry this video is going a little long, but I think this is an important issue. They're willing to throw it all away so they can keep in power and in control. Psychopaths, the bunch of them. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.